Konnichiwa minasan, I'm N107 here at Richie Rich Labs, today bringing you a special update on Shadow of the Tomb Raider for the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. This is not the Xbox for Series X and S optimized update. This is more a behind the scenes kind of update, but nonetheless a beautiful one. I do have a video explaining what FPS boost mode is on the Xbox Series X and S consoles and a little bubble on top. But anyway, without further ado, let's talk about this special update. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Shadow of the Tomb Raider on both consoles. We're looking at around 32 seconds for Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S loading times. So I'll have the performance up in a little bit, but first I want to talk about graphics and explain to you a little bit what the differences are between the two consoles and their respective update. So the FPS boost stands for just boosting FPS. You're not getting better resolution or graphical settings. It's just FPS boost. And there's a list that you can go check out on streamingliveacademy.com where I share with you the entire games that I've tested and the games that are available on this program. And of course, more get added, so stick around on socials and hit the subscribe with a bell and a like along the way so you get notified whenever those updates come out. But the main difference here, we're looking at 900p on the Xbox Series S with a 60 FPS with the FPS boost update enabled. That you can go to compatibility under manage add-ons and whatnot for your game. So turning it on, in some games it will lower resolution, but not for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So on the Xbox Series X, you're getting a 60 FPS native 4K. You heard me right. Native 4K 60 FPS with no graphical changes on the Xbox Series X for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. The thing is, Xbox Series S does not have a higher quality mode like the Xbox Series X because this game has not been updated for Xbox Series X and S. We will not have any changes that have not been implemented besides the ones that were on the Xbox One S and Xbox One X. So graphically the game is going to look awesome, but I'm telling you, the resolution does make an enormous difference on how well it looks. Plus, there are minor graphical settings that when you play the game enough, you start noticing, but on first glance, you might not think they're that obvious. But anyway, that's graphical settings. Let's talk about FPS. As you can see here, boom, already we're dropping frames on the Xbox Series X, but I'm not too harsh on, performance. When it comes to competitive games, definitely, but anything else, I take it as long as it's playable and it's good, it's good. And Series X, I'm telling you, I've played for a few hours and it is good, especially if you have a variable refresh rate enabled TV or monitor, or VRR for short. You're getting an awesome experience because it barely ever, except in some areas here, the Series S, you'll see it drop below 40 and also the Series X, but it's rare enough that I wouldn't count it in. The thing is, with VRR, as long as you're on the threshold of 50 or higher, it will feel smooth at 60 pretty much. So don't worry about that. I do have a cutscene coming up and you'll see the drops there, but I'm assuming combat, it is pretty much on average going to be about 50 to 60 FPS on the most high intensive area, since cutscenes tend to push this game real to its limits at points. But anyway, that's Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It works great. FPS boost mode is worth it. You're getting the true dream of playing it at 60. Trust me, even without a VRR display or monitor, it is worth it. And I'm glad to report that Lara Croft never looked so good and never played so good. I'm N107 for Richie Rich Labs, and I'll see you all the next time with Mass Effect Legendary Edition and Subnautica Below Zero. So stay put. Peace.